Okay, good morning everyone. Shalom Aleichem, Bruchim Habayim. We're continuing our shiurim on Erev Shabbos. Agun Erev Shabbos, everyone. Agun Chodesh, Parshas Re'eh. We have amazing material today. I want to just take you to today's email. If I could recommend, please subscribe to our email so you know the shiurim times and upcoming shiurim and events. Chodesh Elul is upon us. Please take a look. Look at the Sefer, The Mystery and the Majesty, which is available in English. If you know anyone in Mexico, in Panama, in Argentina, who might want to learn the Sefer in Spanish, or you know someone in France or in Eretz Yisrael who might want to learn it in French, it's available in Spanish and French. The Sefer Tzipisa Yeshua is still in its first few weeks. Please get a chance to get a hold of the Sefer. If you would like to receive the Sefer at no cost, you could contact Marbitze Torah 1, and they will be happy to send you a Sefer. All you have to do is learn the Sefer, and they'll be happy to send it to you. You could contact Marbitze Torah 1. That's MARBETZEI Torah 1 at gmail.com, and they'll be happy to send you a Sefer. Or if you would like to sponsor Sfarim for other people to learn, Marbitze Torah 1 has already given out more than 300 Sfarim. My friend told me that yesterday somebody walked about 4 miles, 2 miles each way, just to get a hold of the Sefer. So there are many Yidden who would like to learn it. For whatever reason, they need help getting it. If you'd like to participate in that, Marbitze Torah 1 at gmail.com. Okay, here we go. We're going to begin today with Pesacheinu Megadim. Pesacheinu Megadim, connecting the beginning and the end of Parshas Re'eh. Re'eh anoichi noisein lefnechem hayoim bracha uklala. Re'eh, see. That's how the parsha begins, and the parsha ends. Shalosh pa'amim b'ashana yera'eh kol zuchorcha es pnei Hashem aleikecha b'makom asher yivchar. 3 times a year, every male will be seen or will see pnei Hashem in the place that he chooses. V'lo yera'eh es pnei Hashem reikam. So maybe we could explain it as follows: if you look, if you see before you the blessing and curse, if you live in a way where the blessing and curse are clear in front of your eyes, you will be zoicha that sheyera kol zechorcha es pnei Hashem. In other words, if you want to behold Hashem's countenance, if you want to be zoicha to the yira, the vision of the end of the parsha of Yera'eh kol zechorcha, you need to live in a way where it's re'eh anoichi noisein lefnechem hayoim bracha uklala. Now, if you see the blessing and the curse in front of you, if it's clear to you what is blessing in this world and what is curse, then indeed you will receive the blessing. Like it says at the end of the parsha, Ish kematnas yadoi kivirkas Hashem aleikecha asher nasan lach. If you are careful to always envision the blessing before you, you will be zoicha to receive the blessing, like it says at the end of the parsha, Kebirkas Hashem aleikecha asher nasan lach. So I want to share with you a question. I never thought of this question till yesterday. I think it's a very good question, if I may say so. I think it's a stunning question. If you know, in the end of Devarim, it says, Ha'idoisi bachem hayoim es hashemayim v'es ha'aretz es hachayim v'es hamaves nasati lefanecha ubacharta b'chayim. Choose life. Hashem says, I've placed 2 paths in front of you, life and death. And Hashem tells us, choose life. So then why in this week's parsha, where it says, see that I have placed before you today blessing and curse, why doesn't Hashem say, choose blessing? When it comes to life and death, Hashem says, choose life. So when it comes to blessing and curse, why doesn't it say, choose blessing? Good question, no? And I think the answer is, the whole parsha tells us to choose blessing. It says, "V'achaltem sham lefnei Hashem lekechem usmachtem b'chol mishach yedchem v'atechem asher beirachicha." Rak b'chal avas nafsho tizva v'chalta basar kivirkas shamar v'shamata. It's called again and again in Parshas it says, do those actions which will bring blessing. It says, aser ta'aser. Aser ta'aser. Aser b'shvil shetis asher. So that is, the Torah is saying, choose blessing so you become wealthy. Ki v'chiyir be'amimecha ki yivarechacha Hashem lekecha. Uba halevi kein lechelik v'nachlimach. Ve'achlu v'saveu, feed the widow and the orphan. L'man yivarechacha. Then it says, Rakim shamaya tishma b'kol Hashem lekecha lishmar v'lasois. Ki Hashem lekecha be'irachecha. It says, give tzedakah nasayin titen loy v'lo yeira levavcha ki beglal davar zeh yivarechacha. Give tzedakah so Hashem blesses you. Ha'anik ta'anik loy. Make sure you give to your eved. Asher beirachecha shivas yomim tachag l'Hashem lekach v'amakam Hashem chag ki yivarechacha. And then it ends. Ish kamat nas yadoy kivirkas Hashem. The whole parsha is machriz, and it says, ubacharta bebracha. So this is the connection between the beginning of the parsha. See, I've given before you today blessing, and the end of the parsha tells you to choose blessing. Make sure you observe the mitzvahs, because by observing the mitzvahs, you will be choosing blessing. Also, another interesting commonality between the beginning and then the parsha. Re'ei anochi noisein lefneichem. See that I give before you. Ish kemat nas yodai kirez Hashem asher nasan. That the nesina of the bracha is seen, right? The parsha begins, see that I give you today blessing and curse. What is the blessing that we see? In the birkas Hashem alekecha asher nasan lach. Okay. I want to share with you from the Pri Chaim of Reb Chaim Yaakov Safran. Re'ei anochi noisin lefneichem hayom bracha uklala. He says to connect this to the end of the parsha. Ish kamat nas yodai kivirkas Hashem alekecha asher nasan lach. Rashi says at the end of the parsha, somebody who has many people to feed and a lot of nechasim, he should bring many carbon oilos and shlamim. Like Shlomo HaMelech says, don't give me poverty or wealth, because as we know, just like the nisayon of poverty is very great, because poverty takes a person away from the das of the Creator, the nisayon of wealth is also very great. Someone who Hashem gives wealth to, he has to stand up to the nisayon of giving proper tzedakah, so that the money is not guarded for him for his evil. Wealth is a very big challenge. It's a challenge of making sure you do the right things with it. So therefore the Torah says, Re'eh, see, be careful. I am giving you today. What is Hashem giving us? He's giving us bracha. He's giving us wealth. But it's a blessing that has klala in it. Because sometimes wealth is a bracha, aser b'shvil shetis asher, and a person could, if he serves Hashem with the wealth, he's going to bring bracha to himself, and he'll fulfill berachas Hashem hi tasher. That's why the kohanim give a bracha, yivarechacha b'mamayin, and v'yishmerecha, that Hashem should guard you from the mazikim of the mamayin. But you have to be careful. You have to be very careful, because sometimes ashiros and bracha could lead to klala if you don't use it to serve Hashem. So therefore the parsha ends, ish kamat nas yadai. The ikar wealth is kamat nas yadai. The ikar wealth is if you give it, that you give tzedakah with the wealth. Kivirkas Hashem alekecha asher nasan lach. You have to know that Hashem gives you the blessing and the wealth, not to think that you amassed it, it's your ingenuity, it's your seichel. You should know Hashem gave you the bracha, but you have to know what to do with it. So therefore, the parsha begins, Re'ei anoichi noisen lefanecha, Re'ei anoichi noisen lefnechem hayom, bracha, I'm giving you blessing. But uklala, it can lead to klala. What does it depend on? It depends on ish kamatnas yadai. Ish kamatnas yadai. That's what Rashi says. Don't just bring karbanos shlamim, because then you're using the wealth only for your own benefit. But rather, you should use it for the achilas mizbeach and bring a carbon oila keverkas Hashem alekecha. I want to share with you another amazing idea. There is a sefer, I got this sefer many years ago. Oh, this goes back 15 years ago. I once heard Reb Zev Leff speak when I was a Rav in Queens, and he said over something in Parshas Boy from the sefer Elef Hamagin. And interesting, in Elef Hamagin, he doesn't make this connection. He says something very interesting on the opening pasuk of Parshas Re'ei. What's interesting is he says this in his final comments on the Parsha. Re'ei, he says, stands for Elul Rosh Hashanah. Re'ei stands for Elul Rosh Hashanah. And our hope is Anoichi, that it should be Amira Ne'ima, Kesiva Yehiva, a sweet speaking, given to writing. You should know Shenoisen Lefnechem Hayoim, which is Rosh Hashanah. Like the Zohar says, Vayihi Hayoim. S stands for Atem Tivcharu. You need to choose Habracha. How? Al Yedei Tishmu. So, according to the Elef HaMagen, who is written by the author, by the way, of the Pele Yoetz, Rabbi Lezer Papa, he learns Re'ei stands for Elul and Rosh Hashanah, and Shenoisin Lefnechem Hayom, giving you Rosh Hashanah, but S, you need to choose bracha, S habracha, you need to choose bracha. That's his opening of the parsha, which, by the way, is a very beautiful davar yafa be'itai. By the way, currently, we're simultaneously working on Bereshis Beis, the second volume of Bereshis. We're also working on Davar Yafa Be'itai, just like honing it in. So we did it 2 years ago, and now we're doing the editing on it. And we started the editing on Devarim. Baruch Hashem, every week we're adding, and this is already being added to Davar Yafa Be'itai. If anybody wants to be Mishtatef, that is available. But what's amazing is the Elef HaMagen, in the beginning of his comments on this parsha, or towards the beginning, it's on page Tavkov Samach Zayin, darshins the last psukim in the parsha. Also, listen to this: Shalosh pa'amim b'ashana yeira'eh kol zechorcha es pnei Hashem Elokecha b'makom asher yivchar b'chag hamatzos u'v'chag hashavuos u'v'chag hasukos v'lo yeira'eh es pnei Hashem reikam Ish kematnas yadai, kevirkas Hashem leikacha shanashan lach. 3 times a year, Yera'eh. Says the Elef HaMagen, Rav Lezer Papa. 4 times a year the world is judged. The Shalosh Pamim Bashana, Pesach on the grain. Shavuos, Sukkos. And the 4th time is Yera'eh. Yera'eh is Rashi Tevois Aryeh. Like in the pasuk Aryeh Shag Mila Yira. Elul, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Hoshana Rabbah. So Re'ei is Elul, Rosh Hashanah, and it ends, Yera'eh, Elul, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Hoshana Rabbah. During these times of the year, your remembrance will rise before Hashem, B'makom asher yivchar. Meaning, Hashem Yisbarach gives to each person the place that he chooses. The Rasha chooses this world, Hashem pays him back in this world to destroy him. The tzaddik chooses the world to come. Hashem pays him his few averos in this world. So he should get his full reward in Olam Haba. So the 4 times that the world is judged, Shalosh Pa'amim Bashana Yera'eh, the 3 regalim, and then El Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur. Ish stands for Shuva Yisrael Elul. Kematnas Yadai. Just like the Bal Choiv, that they give him the Zman Bezdin Shloishim Yom. What does he have to do? He has to do Kibirkas Hashem Aleikecha Shanasan Lach. A person, what do we have to do in the month of Elul? Everyone could do according to their ability. Everyone has to do according to their ability. So this is really a beautiful Davar Yafa B'itai, both on the opening and the close. But it's amazing that the opening and the close, Rebbe Lezer Papo himself says it's referring to Elul. Re'eh stands for Elul Rosh Hashanah. Ye'ra'eh stands for Elul Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur Hoshana Rabbah. Okay, that's our first offering for today.
Recording stopped.
You ready? Here we go. I want to tell you something on the trup. Back to the trup. I know you've missed that. Here we go.